to you.
Oh, it's a bit cold, Elena.
There's a chair over there.
Okay, the other chair over there, or do you want to stay closer to the door?
Closer to the door.
Yeah, on top of Mary.
So when Ellen comes in,
You go through there. Would it be better to let us sit at the edge because we have to go and answer the bell, so through there. Okay, so fire away, Jonathan.
Well, this is my transplant epic, which I have affectionately called, well, for this one, the blood, the guts and the gore, as you can see. Because of course, you have sort of asked me to do it for you guys, so I figured to do it slightly more medically orientated would be more appropriate. So just a slight disclaimer to start with, of course. So there is going to be lots of pictures of realistic and graphic pictures of actual human organs. So if you're not into that, you've kind of come to the wrong place, because that's pretty much half of what these slides are going to be about. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was just over, it was actually 6 months ago today that the family of a 15-year-old male gave his organs for donation, and it was the following day, so in other words tomorrow will be my 6-month anniversary, that they were transplanted into me. So what I'll do to start with is just briefly run through just a few things, just to let you know where I've come from, because of course most of you here have seen me over in recent years, but there's a bit of stuff beforehand that happened, say like, I mean when I was younger I wasn't diagnosed at birth because for whatever reason the year before CF wasn't on the old, the year before CF was funded on the PKU by the CF Association, and the year after it started being funded by the government, and of course the year I was born just happened to be one of those grey areas which we all know about. So consequently I was fine until I came off the breast, but from then until about 5.5 when I was diagnosed, I was sort of fairly sick and didn't gain any weight and just generally, on antibiotics 6 to 7 weeks, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's me at about 5 or 6, obviously, not looking overly crash hot at that point. But of course, having finally being diagnosed, so spent the next sort of 5 or 6 years piling on the weight and became nice and chubby, as you can see there. And at 12 years old, I was even playing prop forward for the Kapolong rugby team. Did my high school by correspondence, of course, because of the health and whatnot. But that actually turned out to be quite beneficial because it meant I could actually work at my own pace and whatnot. Didn't get Pseudomonas until I was 19, which is bloody good, because I mean a lot of people tend to pick it up earlier. But when I was about 20 or so, I had quite a big crash, and as you can see from this photo here, I think I was probably about 50 kgs at the time, and for having this photo taken I could, I pretty much stood up, had the photo taken and fell back down again, just because of the state of where I was at the time. I just had a peg and port put in, I think a few weeks before that, and they finally let me out of hospital a couple of days before Christmas. So this is me the day I got out of hospital. Sort of, I'd gotten this exercise bike. By mail order that had turned up while I was in hospital, and I was just so determined to get better that I spent all day crawling around on the floor, trying to put it together, so I just sort of threw this one in to go with it again to show just how bloody, you know, small and thin and crook and whatever I was, and I guess just the amount of determination I had to get out of that place at the time. So this is August last year, as you can see. You know, in recent years things obviously deteriorated, and then you can see the stuff on my face at the time. I was having lots of nebulized tobramycin, and that was playing havoc with my skin. And of course, I'd been on BiPAP at night from about April last year, and at this point here I was on 3 litres of oxygen all day as well, and just generally not getting around too far. So this is in Ward 72, that's the rest ward at Auckland Hospital last year, and this was taken on the PICS phone, so that's why it doesn't look terribly flash. But yeah, again, you know, on lots of oxygen, and this was just when I was first put on the BiPAP, and so you can see that patch on my nose was actually just from having worn the old BiPAP mask so much, and just how much it dug into my face. And for that matter, you can probably still see I've got a little bit of scarring from it still there, because of course with the old immunosuppressant drugs, everything takes quite a while to heal. And I mean, you can see on my arms here I've got stuff that looks like burns, but they're actually bruises from during the op itself. So it's just, again, you know, that's how long stuff takes to heal. So yeah, this is pretty much as bad as things got last year. This would have been probably the last couple of months before the op. So anyone who doesn't know what being on a BiPAP machine is like, that's the reality of what it is. You sleep at night with this thing on your face, and it's not a heck of a lot of fun, but when you get to the point where you've got carbon dioxide retention, which not all of us CEFs get, but it's, you know, something that can happen, then it's kind of that, or of course you get CO2 poisoning, and yeah. So anyway, this was my first call up, because unfortunately I did have a false alarm call up. Well, actually it was about this time last year. So this is just waiting in the Auckland Hospital. And this is the fun little nappy that they give you to put on before you go into theatre. Probably something that you guys are a little bit more used to seeing than some of the other people that have seen the slides and found it a little bit funnier. And again, just, you know, we thought we'd take some pics just to remember the occasion. But yeah, so you got to the end of, I mean, that's pretty much how it goes. You get the call up, you get sent up there, you get washed and showered and shaven, and you put everything on and basically wait until they wheel you in. And thankfully, you know, although we got up there at, what was it, about 20 past 8 at night, you know, we literally sprinted up there, but it actually wasn't until 5 o'clock the next morning that you know, the op actually came around, just because of course the lungs had to turn up from Wellington, and yeah, you know, it's just one of those things. You sort of have to get there in case they actually get there on time, but of course, you know, occasionally you can end up waiting around for about 9 hours or so. But yeah, as I say, 5 o'clock in the morning came around, and the anaesthetist comes in, sticks a drip in my arm, and sort of says, right, you know, as soon as this goes in, you're